Hey guys, and welcome to SHAY'S STOCKS Day 12, Video 19. And it's been a slightly greener day today. We did get good inflation news this morning, although I think the figures might have been fudged a little. Seems they've left some quite important factors out, like rent and things, to make them look better, but I think the figure was 2.7, which is a lot lower than I was expecting. And it meant that the market didn't crash like I worried about. We weren't in the market at that time. There was a little uptick in the morning, which we weren't a part of. But then, could have gone the other way. So, we are back in now. Not where I thought we'd be, but I've been watching some pretty big dips today, because despite the market doing slightly better, like IBM got hit hard for some reason. Now IBM I've been watching for about 6 weeks. The lowest they've been in that 6 weeks is, well, since I started doing this, must be about 6 weeks. The lowest they've been is 300. They dived to 296 today, and we bought in as our safe play, so we moved away from SoFi now, for the time being, and we are going with IBM. Now IBM were my 3 to 5 year play. Quantum computers, it's next level stuff. Probably won't realize true profits for 6 to 12 months, and then they could really dominate the computer market in 3 to 5 years with some serious uptick in their stock price. But all I'm thinking right now is put it somewhere safe while the market's being an absolute bugger. And it's gone from 296 where I got it to 301, which is sitting there nicely, and it should sit up anywhere between 301 and 308 on an average day. So I'm thinking, leave the bulk of it there and just let it do its thing, and maybe move it at some point in the future. But for now, while the market's being uppity, IBM, I've liked it. It's a bit of a boring stock, they're not promising the earth, they're not promising all this AI, this, that and the other. They are using some AI and integrating it, and they are making good money, and they are a massive tech firm, but they aren't so up and down as a lot of the others. They don't go up $40, then down $40. They kind of sit around 300, go up to about 308, 310, then back to 300, and that kind of seems to be the pattern. So I'm quite happy with that, buying in as low as we did. So there's about 20 quid profit on the day on that one, which is absolutely fine, and nothing to write home about, nothing to freak out about. We're still 10% down our overall budget starting, so that is just the way it is. So I've been looking at other dips during the day. I've had 50 things on my watch list for a while now, and I've had bottom entry level prices that I would be happy to get involved in. So Bitcoin is out of season at the moment, it's not in favor. There's a couple of Bitcoin related stocks that I was interested in. BNNE, BNIS, something like that. So that is a big one, the main one. If that dropped down below 30, I was interested. Don't want to go nuts on it. So we've just put 200 on there, and so that, as Bitcoin goes up in the new year, etc., that will naturally go up. Might only make, 20, 30, 40 quid off it, but we're clambering our way back to where we started, and in my mind at the moment, that's kind of where I want to get to. So back to 0% down. So yeah, so we've got BNIS or whatever it is, and then we've got another Bitcoin play called Mara, and that went down to single figures, dipped under $10. That hasn't been under $10 for like a month. Usually sits around $10, $11, isn't doing very much. But again, Bitcoin's been all over the place. As Bitcoin goes up, which will happen at some point, so will Mara. And again, it might only be 10, 20, 30 quid profit down the line, short term. But that's fine, because it'll all add up. So we're in those three. And obviously we are still, we've gone back into our index. We didn't get the very bottom price that it was at this morning, which is unfortunate. But we got a decent price, I think. The other day we were in top 8, so it was like 888, and now we're in at 809. So much more reasonable. It's slightly under that at the moment. We've got just 500 in that now, so we've just moved it around a little bit. We've got a bit more play going on. We've got opportunity for Bitcoin to push us up. We've got opportunity for the tech drone industry to push us up. Now obviously we're not, it was driving me nuts on this. It was literally up 10% and then down 10%, and then, it would have a good day, then it would just tail off and end up worse than it started, and it's just all good news and it's not impacting yet. Did want to have something in play on it because I do still think it's a 10-time stock down the line. They've just appointed an American general to their board, not just a general, but a legal-minded general who, represented the Navy, etc. in courts. I mean, he's a switched-on guy, he's got connections. They've got an Israeli general with European connections. They've got this German factory agreement in place. I mean, Ondas is really making the right strides and moves. And I wouldn't be surprised if we were entirely into that at some point down the line, but because it's just so in growth mode, with its all projections and it all could be huge, you just don't know. If they slip up along the way or they don't meet expectations, that could all suddenly change. But they're making so many good moves. Very happy to just have 500 quid on that for now, and we will increase that stake if and when it starts becoming a more stable stock. But that comes with size. The bigger it is, the more profitable it is, the higher the floor is, and the less up and down it is, and the less reactive to news. So right now it's just a very, very scary stock, so we don't want to go overcommitting into it and be up 1 minute and down the other. Like, one of the main reasons we're down so much at the moment, 10% down on total budget, is on this. It was just up and down and all over the place, and we really stink, and it won't settle anywhere. So yeah, I'm not panicking about being down at the moment. We've got good stocks. We've got a real good bulky safe stock in IBM, which isn't going to do much. It's just, it might be the case that when it gets to 310 again or 308, if it doesn't look like it's going to break beyond that, then maybe, that might be a sell. Maybe I just take the $50 to $100 profit and that'll be enough. But while the market's doing what it's doing, having a chunk of the money in a safe play like IBM it seems like a really smart move. So that's all of today's moves. I think there's 20 minutes left of the market, so I'm not doing anything else. We've got a bit of Bitcoin play, we've got a drone play, and no, not too much money on either of those. And then we've got a chunky IBM fix, which again was meant to be 3 to 5 years down the line for true profit, but I do think because it's such a good buy-in. I mean, $4 lower than it's been in the last sort of 6 weeks. I mean, that's a safe floor. So if we just leave like what we've got in it now, and if it flies up, it flies up. If they have some really good news, fantastic. If they have some good earnings, fantastic. It could really shoot up. I don't think it's going to go down much more than it is. It's trading at a good PE ratio. They make really good money. They've got good cash flow. They've got a dividend. They buy back their own shares. They're a really secure company. So not a bad place for it to be while the market's being funky. So yeah, that's all I've got to say. It's been a better day. It sucks that we haven't really made any money today, but we have bought in at some good levels. We've got some interesting stocks, and we haven't lost anything. And the way the market is at the moment, that can't be considered a bad day. I am thinking by New Year we'll be back to where we were, and then next year onwards and upwards with any luck. So yeah, not as pessimistic as I was yesterday or even earlier today. Feeling a bit brighter, and yeah, it's a long project. And I just had a notification. IBM just reached $303, which is fantastic. That's $7 a share up from when we got it earlier today. I can't remember exactly how much money we've got in it. I think it's around about the 1,600 pound safe mark. And that was really important that I had at least that much money secured in a nice safe stock. And the others are just going to be fun. They're not going to go, because I've had such a good entry level in the Bitcoin and the drones. I do think that in the long run that's going to look like such a bargain. And I might just keep them there and see, because I do think when Bitcoin starts rocketing, you know, they're potential double ups, and yeah, there's 200 quid in each, but let's go 200 quid profit would be massive. You know, it's not like we're working for it, we're just having to wait. I don't think it's a matter of if Bitcoin gets better, it's when. So that's all I gotta say. So thanks for watching, guys. I've kept you in the loop. Love you all. Have a great Christmas. It's Friday. Is it Friday? Thursday today. Yeah, Thursday today. So have a great rest of your Thursday evening. Have a great Friday, and I will post tomorrow if there's anything to report. Bye for now.